So one of the key outcomes of the capability and use case modeling, basically all your high-level behavioral work, is that you should have identified everything that's in the system context. So if there's a person, a system, anything associated with the use case should be captured as being part of the system context. And so what I've done is I've created a package in the system context and created blocks for all of the elements that we've exposed here in the use case elemental analysis, and I've started a BDD here. And so I would suggest that you should have one top-level system context block. So this is the barbecue system context. And we're going to cheat a little bit here. There's this sticky stamp that we can turn on that basically makes any relationship that we've started to do repeatable. So I can just begin clicking here and rapidly create all of these relationships without having to go back and pick them multiple times. And so you just have to remember to turn that off when you're done. But now we have the BDD for the system context, and it's made up of all these elements. So once that's done, I would go to my system context traceability matrix here, and note that we have a variety of elements in the context as well as the elements in the use case, and I've set this up for the trace relationship. We want to go from the row to the column. The reason we do that is so that we can double click and it'll automatically create them. So I can just work my way down the diagonal here because they're both sorted alphabetically, and I now have the trace relationships created. So the nice thing about this is if we go back to the use case elements table, we now can see that we have traceability shown here in the table. We have traceability shown here in the context. And notice the context itself isn't traced to anything. That's okay. We really don't want it to be. So that's fine. I'm going to drag that block into the context elements also. And I'm going to show you an additional feature that Magic Draw has. So notice when I refreshed it, the barbecue system context is in here, and it doesn't have a relationship. But I would argue that it really shouldn't be traced to anything in the use case elements anyway. So if we right-click on this, we can just delete this from the matrix, remove it from the matrix, and it's hidden now. If we ever want to bring it back, we have to open up the specification window for the matrix. And if we look here under removed row elements, if we ever wanted to bring it back, we could come in here and edit this and put it back, but we want to hide it. So that's basically how we demonstrate that our context is rigorously traced to our use cases. So there shouldn't be any rows or columns here that are untraced. That's one of the first quality checks you would do as you edit the model.